This government is now trying to launch a special kind of, not task force, but inquiry policies around things like honour-based violence, female and forced marriage. Now, these are basically all imported problems. Issues around cousin marriage as well. So we now have specialist nurses in parts of Britain, Birmingham again, for example, to deal with the fact that we have huge numbers of people who marry their first cousins, because that is a common practice in parts of Bangladesh, Pakistan, to an extent India as well. So we've imported that problem.
So the taxpayers having to fund
and plus
specialist
nurses, but then also clearly if there are then problems with the child, which there can be, then we pay for that care as well. We've also got specialist clinics, again, in parts of the country, dotted around, but predominantly in areas with a very high population from people from the Middle East and the subcontinent, to deal specifically with female. It's also an African problem as well. I deal with female. We have specialist groups to deal with things like forced marriage. The fact is, this is an issue that has been self-inflicted. Honour killings, we've had it. I think it's coming up to one of the anniversaries of a British Pakistani girl who was from Warrington in Greater Manchester, whose parents killed her because she was becoming too westernised. And these are the kind of cases that you would hope to only ever see one of before there is serious, swift action about. But you don't. You see them popping up time and time again. And there is a serious problem in Britain with young people, predominantly girls, but it does affect boys as well, being taken back to villages in Pakistan, married off to someone they've never met or are related to, and then brought back to Britain, or potentially in some cases just left over there. This is happening quite a lot. But again, people did not want to recognise the fact that this is a cultural issue. Now, look, as far as I'm concerned, if that's your cultural norm in parts of Africa or in parts of Pakistan or whatever, then that's very much up to you. What you do over there is none of my concern. I might not approve of it, but I don't really care. I don't lie awake at night thinking, gosh, I hope they sort themselves out over there in Mirpur. But when you actually come to Britain and you start doing that here, and then you maybe start covering up and it starts affecting people's lives, and we have to start bending over backwards, accommodating you with specialist nurses or police clinics specifically for FGM and all of that stuff, then I think it does very much become our problem here in Britain, and you should be willing and able to address it.